Hello everyone, Mythical Monkey here, and today we're doing a part 2 to the last video we did last Wednesday on Monkey Talk. Anyway, this is probably going to be the last one until probably August when I actually do return to actually doing videos again, which on time, but this is actually pre-recorded and this was recorded in June, so this is actually in July right now that this is getting uploaded, so yeah. Anyway, let's talk about a few more stories, pictures on the screen, IFOs on the Total Miner. The Total Miner Xbox was made by IFO. The animated boy is made by Stephen Martin, aka Martin Doolittle, and Old Deuce, aka Hermes Wraith, was made by Dirk and Steve. Anyway, so let's get into some more stories. And I just realized that I have had a ton of Total Miner stories that I've got to share with you guys. And so if you want more Total Miner stories, let me know. I can definitely record some. So last week we talked about my return, or me finding out on Total Miner and building my first world. So now I'm going to talk about the time 1.8 came out, because this was in 1.7. I came to Total Miner in 1.7, and it was pretty much 1.7, 1.8 come on the verge. It was like a year that's been an update, and I'm like, I never thought that an update would come to Total Miner. That's what made me say it was an update, because I didn't think the game was still supported. I didn't think people still updated this game. So I was just playing Total Miner because I was already really into Total Miner, because I had my worlds up, I was playing with people, I was finding people to play Total Miner with, I found friends and all that stuff. So I'm one day playing Total Miner, and all of a sudden, one of my friends joined the party that I'm in with a bunch of other people, and they're like, "Dude, guys, you'll never believe what happened." I'm like, What happened?" He's like, "Total Miner actually updated." I'm like, Total Miner updated? What do you mean? This game doesn't update. He's like, "Yeah, it updated." I'm like, lies. I'm sitting here not believing a thing he's saying, because I never thought that there's an update gonna come to Total Miner. And I'm just saying, this is all a lie. You're BSing me. And he's like, "No, I'm not. This is actually true. Go out of Total Miner, go to the desktop, go to the dashboard, and then come back into Total Miner. You'll see the prompt that tells you that the game needs an update." I'm like, fine. If you made me waste my time, I'm getting pissed. So I leave the world that I'm in, and I go to the dashboard. I come into Total Miner, and there's an update. I'm like, what? And before then, he was telling me all this stuff that's in the Total Miner in this update. He's like, there's a skeleton, there's keys now, there's all this stuff. I'm like, nah. And then I clicked on the update. I'm like, no way, there's an update. This game updates. And that's what actually kept me into Total Miner, into the loop of Total Miner. Now I'm going to talk about an instant with, that's basically it with the whole update thing. It was actually pretty interesting. So now I'm going to talk about modded blocks, because back then there's a lot of modded blocks that you could retrieve. I'm going to tell you about a story that I'm not proud of with Total Miner. The time I cried over a modded block. Yes. Bear in mind, I was 13, young, and yeah, I cried over a modded block. Why? Anyway, I still, like, I remember this stuff. I don't know why. I remember the weirdest stuff, by the way. So, my goal, because I saw modded blocks. First modded block I retrieved in component form was Bedrock, Total Pengo, and the red Total Invader block. There was still a yellow that I haven't retrieved. And then later on I started to retrieve like the yellow Total Invader block. And every time I saw it in one person's world, I would ask them, "Hey, can I get that modded block? I want that modded block." And every time they'd say, "Yeah, sure, you can have it." And there was a fire. I remember all the reserves. There was just a line. And I remember the cloud, the cylinder. Like all these games, all these textures that I'm telling you guys about are actually in game now, which is kind of funny. But that's because they have textures. Chill. Buddy! Stop! Get them! Stop! 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 Alright, sorry guys, my dog did have a little bit of a barking feast right there. I am back now. So basically what I was talking about is those modded blocks. And it's funny because all those modded blocks that I described are in-game now. Like the fire, the cylinder, the cloud, and all that stuff. But one that didn't make it was Tolopango. I wonder whatever happened to Tolopango. Anyway, so basically these are all modded blocks. There's the invisible block too, which is now a block too on Total Miner. But there was one block, and it wasn't even like, actually it was the invisible block. Actually, now that I remember it fully right there, yeah, it was the invisible block. So I joined this dude map, and I'm running into walls that are like invisible, and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, oh, this is a modded block. And I don't know if it was the way he said things or whatever, but I was like, hey, can I get that modded block? Because I was trying to collect all the modded blocks for some reason back then. And he stated no, but then he invited me to a party. And I joined the party. And he just basically told me off on how I'm stupid and all that stuff. It was weird back then. He was an odd fella. I don't remember his gamer tag, but he was very, very odd. You can say it that. Anyway, I was talking to my friend before, so I just left that party and went to my friend's party. And I told him I couldn't get that block. And he was trying to collect them too, because I was trying to get it for him too. And I guess I felt bad that I didn't get it for him. So I teared up a bit, cried a little bit. I didn't like full on cry. But it's an odd story. I was an odd child. Anyway, then my friend later on went to that party too, without me. And later he was like, here's the modded block. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And that's basically the story on how I cried over a modded block. Yeah, no. That was weird back then. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this week's Total Miner Monkey Talk. You got to hear about me not knowing about updates and me crying over a modded block. Anyway, bear in mind this is all stories from like 2012, so I was like 12/13 back then. Anyway, I'm Mythical Monkey, and I'll see you guys next time.